To begin today, please turn to page 6 of your class notes packet. At the top there, you'll see the definitions of intersection and union. Today, we're going to be talking about sets. So a set is something, it's a grouping of things. So you can have, we're going to be talking about specifically sets of numbers, but you could have a set of classes for a day. And maybe included in your set of classes is art, math, and PE. You only have 3 classes that day. That would be a fun day, right? So that could be your set of classes on Monday. You could have another set of classes on Tuesday. So any grouping of items or objects is a set. Today we're going to have sets A, set B. We'll first talk about the definition of intersection. So the intersection of set A and B is the set of elements belonging to both A and B. The symbol we represent that with is a little upside down U. So we're going to have to keep straight this upside down U and a normal U. You're going to have to make sure you know what the difference between those two are. So the best way to understand this is to think about maybe let's say students that are in band and students that are in choir. If we want to talk about, so if I had a meeting and I said, okay, I want all students in band and in choir to come to this. I want to eliminate students that are just in band and students that are just in choir. I only want the group of students that are in band and in choir to come. So that's why this is called the intersection of the sets. It has to be true for set A and set B. So I don't want students that are just in band or just in choir. I want the students that are specifically in both A and B in band and choir. You'll understand these definitions as we start to do examples. On the other hand, the union of two sets is the collection of elements belonging to either A or B. So the word or here is really important. In this case, in the case that I was talking about, it would be students in band or in choir. So, hold on one second. So if I said, okay, at lunch I make an announcement, I need to have a meeting with students that are in band or students that are in choir. That means I want all of the students, right? Students that are in both, students that are in just band, students that are in just choir. This is what we call the union of two sets, everything included in both sets. Okay, let's do an example. I think that this will help a little bit. Okay, so we're given the sets A, B, and C, and they all have different elements. So just like we had art, band, choir, now we just have numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3. In set B, we have -3, -1, 0, 1, and in set C, we have -5, -4, -3, and -2. So now we have to remember, what does this upside down U stand for? This was the intersection. Intersection of the two sets. So this is like the word and here. We want only the elements that overlap in A and in B. So let's look up here at A and B. Which elements are in both A and B? It's like students that are in band and choir. They have to be in both. So let's look at elements that are in both A and B. I see 0 is in both of them. I see 1 is in both of them. So the only things that are going to be in the intersection set, which is a new set, are 0 and 1. All right, let's look over here at 23. Now we have the U, and I think that the U is easier to remember because U is for union. And the union of two sets, if you look back at your definition, means elements in both. So if I had elements or students in band and in choir was our intersection, well, for union, I want all students. I want students that are just in band, as well as students that are just in choir, as well as students that are in both. So truly, I'm going to create a new set, and it's going to have all the elements of A, as well as all the elements of B. I'm not going to overlap numbers here. I'm just going to try and record all of the numbers that are in A and B, starting with the least or the lowest number, so -3, -1, 0, and then I have a 1 in both of them. I'm just going to write that down once. And then I go up here to set A because there's a 2 there, and I also have a 3. So yes, the union of these two sets is made up of more elements than just set A and just set B. I want all of them. So this would be like all the students in band, all the students in choir. All right, let's look down here at this upside down U. Again, is the intersection. I'm not going to write the whole word again, but we'll just write that, intersection. So this is the word and. It has to be in one and the other one, only the ones that overlap. So let's look up here at our sets. Which ones overlap? So we're in B and C. I do see one. -3, -3. That's the only one overlapping, so our set is only going to contain -3. Over here we have a union. That means all of them in B and C. So we'll go up here. I want to list all of these elements in one big set. So we're going to start with -5. And then we have -4. -3 is in both, so I'm just going to write that once. -2 is in C. -1 is in B. 0 and 1. So in general, the union sets are going to contain more elements because you want all of them in B and all of them in C. The intersection sets, you just want the overlapping parts. These ones get a little complicated because we have multiple, but we just have to remember order of operations. So PEMDAS tells us that we need to do parentheses first. So this is important here. We're going to do this part first. So this U stands for the union, so I'm going to do the union of B and C first. Now, we just did that right up here. So I'm going to write that set. Actually, let's see if we can grab, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, we'll just write. We're going to write this set down here, so -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and 1. That's the union of B and C, and now we want to do the intersection with A. So I need to scroll up and figure out what's in A. It's 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have in A, we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the intersection, again, this means intersection. We only want what's overlapping in these two sets. So I have a 0 in both sets. I have a 1 in both sets. And that's it. So my intersection is going to be 0 and 1. I'm going to put a square around this one because this is what I want for the answer here. First, I picked the set that was the set or the union of B and C, so I pulled that from here, and then I pulled A, and I found the intersection of A and this BC. Okay, let's move over here to this one. The intersection of A and B, I think we already did that up here. Yep, number 22. We only had 0 and 1. So that is 0, 1. We use these little brackets to indicate the sets. And then we need C, which is -5, -4, -3, -2. We'll do that in red. So C is -5, -4, -3, -2. Did I miss any? Nope. Okay. And I want the union of these two, which means I want all of the elements in both this one as well as this one. So I'm going to create my new set here. I'm going to put it in blue. And I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements because they're all different. And I'm going to start with the lowest one, -5, -4, -3, -2, 0, and 1. Again, this little U symbol here means take everything that's in C as well as everything that's in this set, which we found in number 22 was 0 and 1. So we want all the elements here as well as all the elements here, and that is going to be this set right here. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 28. So we were using sets with numbers in them, the bracket form. This same concept can also be used with Venn diagrams. I think this is a more fun way because we get to see it visually. It's just not all numbers. So use the Venn diagram to name the members of each set. So here in set A, we have all the numbers that are in A circle. So let's just list them out from smallest to biggest. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, that's a lot of numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In set B, we have all the numbers that are just, so I'm going to put a little blue circle around this. In set B, let's make that red. Be very careful here. Want all the numbers in just B. So I have, let's start with the lowest is 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now we have our union and intersection symbols here. So this stands for intersection. Again, it's students that are, in our example, it would be students in both band and choir, only the ones that overlap in both. So in this case, we want only the numbers that overlap. I'm going to write the word overlap here. It'll help you remember. So I'm looking up here. I'll put a green dot near the ones that are overlapping. So I have a 4 in both. I have a 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I only see 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6 up here. So I'm going to look up here, and you see that, oh, I just crossed out the number. So the intersection is truly where those two circles overlap. 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. Now let's look up here at B union C. That means we want everything in B as well as everything in C. So we want all of these numbers and all of these numbers. Yes, some of them will repeat, but we're not going to repeat them when we write out the numbers. We just want to make sure we include all of these numbers and all of these numbers. So this is going to be a long one. Let's just pick black. So we want 4, 5, 6, because they're in B, as well as 11, 12, 13, 14, and we're going to include 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we want everything from 4 all the way up to 14. 4, 5, 6. Let's see how fast I can do this. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's as far as we go. Sorry for the clicking noises. Okay, A union C is everything in A as well as everything in C. So the only numbers discluded are going to be 13 and 14. So we're going to, again, start at 1, because now we have all the ones in A. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we don't want 13 and 14 because those are just in B, and we want everything in A as well as everything in C. Okay, let's look at B intersect C. Now let's look at this visually. If we look at circle B and circle C, we only want where they intersect. That's what this upside down U means. So do we have any more colors here? We can pick yellow. The overlapping sections of circle B and circle C is going to be right here. So the only numbers in our set should be 6, 5, 11, and 12. Can you see it in yellow here? Is this too bright? 6, 5,